Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the top 10 distributed computing tokens by market cap. We've already done Tau Render and Filecoin that falls under AI and RWA. So we're going to continue with THETA, followed by BTT, HNT, AR, AIOZ, EGLD, ATH, Akash, LBD, and then we're ending with TFUEL number 10. Let's get straight into it. THETA against USD. So here we are for THETA. What's happening for THETA? It's not looking too good to me. It's a new low, right? Lower low. Yes, it's still in a downward trend. It would have been awesome, right? When we hit this low, right? And then THETA had a strong rally towards the skinny pink line. And there was a consolidation right under the nose before breaking. But that didn't happen. So yeah, this was a weak rally and then we're down. So again, THETA is something that we will have to move on for now. BTT against USD. Here we are for BTT. BTT is, in my opinion, possibly in a squeeze as well, right? If you look at BTT, it's in a potential squeeze. This could of course turn into a falling channel for sure. But we are hopeful that this noisy area at around 5,000, we're at 7,000 right now, 6,009. At about 7, yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that there should be a strong bounce over here. I don't know if this bounce is going to be V bounce that we go back up above the skinny pink line, or is this going to be just a weak bounce as we drop lower? Again, we're not too sure. We have to wait for the price to hit the 5,000 area first before doing anything. HNT against USD. Here we are for helium. Helium seems to be coming back to life. There is a spring on helium. However, chart pattern wise, maybe, just maybe, we might get an ascending here as we break higher, but there's still a noisy area over here, so we might find resistance once we go beyond 30 bucks, right? But I'm feeling pretty hopeful because we are falling in a very controlled manner. This is great. You don't need to fall in a very fast manner, right? You want fast up, but slow down, very slow down. And bam, we go up again, right? But again, it's too early to tell. RWEAV, okay, RWEAV is the coin in DC that's looking fantastic. You can see that there's a yellow flag here. Anyway, for RWEAV, I'm expecting it to do a very nice bullish reversal. I suspect that this is already potentially the bottom of a wave C, right? This is an A, up, B, down for a C. We're probably going to get a D and an E, and then that's it. We go higher. How much higher do I think we could go? Probably around 250, around 250. Right now we're at $7. $7. So this is more than a 10x should the breakout occur for our RWEAV, but it's not going to be happening within like a day or a week or even a month. It's probably going to take several months, in my opinion, before the break happens. And if I'm not wrong, right, I think the break will probably happen somewhere in 2026, if I'm not mistaken, right? So right now, in the smaller time frames, I suspect that AR is potentially completing an inverse head and shoulders over here. We get a right shoulder, skinny pink line comes down, pump, we blast off. We blast off towards the top beyond $20 would be fantastic. But there are resistances along the way, right? There's a very big resistance over here, right? At around below $20, I would say. And then after that, once we clear this high, right, this will be the confirmation that more likely than not, we're going to be heading towards 240 or 50, somewhere around there. So yeah, we're waiting for a higher quality chart pattern first before doing anything. There was an inverse head and shoulders that came over here, but it wasn't really that obvious. Left shoulder, head, there was a right shoulder before the breakout. But what was obvious was we were above the skinny pink line. As long as we're above the skinny pink line, we remain with the bullish bias, and we are still under the skinny pink line, so we remain with the bearish bias. But we feel like the end could be very, very close for RWEAV, and then a reversal may not be too far away. AIOZ against USD. For AIOZ, anything for AIOZ. We're still anticipating 11 cents to be hit for AIOZ. We're still under the skinny pink line, so we are still leaning bearish for AIOZ. We're feeling pretty hopeful for AIOZ if it could, just like what happened for RWEAV. We drop down, complete the wave C, and after that, that's it, banana move. This will probably take us beyond $10. So if you could get it like, I don't know, sub 2 cents would be fantastic. Again, not too sure whether if you're going to be dropping that low. So yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I suspect that there's still more downside for AIOZ. So 11 cents, in my opinion, is more likely to hit still at this point of time for AIOZ. Yes, sir, yes, sir. EGLD, here we are for EGLD. Anything for EGLD? No, yeah, it's looking pretty weak, right? We keep getting lower highs, right? Lower lows, yeah. I suspect that the area over here might result in a bounce sub $10, maybe $9, around $9. It's a very round number. If we could bounce here, it'd be fantastic, right? And if we could set up a very nice bullish reversal, even better. But again, we'll have to wait for the price to reach this noisy area first, and then we see a very nice bullish development. Then yeah, sure, we could call a bullish reversal. But for now, we're leaning bearish for EGLD. Ether against USD. Here we are for Ether. Still not looking too good. Right, fast up, but at the same time, it's also fast down. Skinny pink line is acting as strong resistance. So yeah, we don't know whether this is going to be a double bottom until it becomes a double bottom, because this whole thing could be a descending triangle as we hit lower. So again, not too sure, so we're gonna have to move on from Ether. Akash, yeah, so you see there are a lot of DC coins that I think is in the midst of completing a wave C. I suspect it's in the midst of completing a wave C. So this was something which we drew weeks ago. We were still anticipating this noisy area to be hit somewhere around 30 cents. We're 140, so a descending triangle is expected for Akash as it continues lower. I think this is still pretty good in the sense that we are actually potentially completing a very nice squeeze, right? But we have to drop lower. So, for anyone who buys here, right, of course it's going to be very painful. But I still think that eventually we're going to see a very nice big break for Akash, right? So, yeah, we're leaning bearish for Akash for now. LPT against USD. Here we are for LPT. We are still feeling pretty weak. No clear bullish reversal yet. There was, again, strong buying, but we got pulled back down by the whales. So, yeah, maybe there could be something, but from a trading standpoint, yeah, there's just nothing much for us to work with. TFUEL against USD. Here we are for TFUEL. So TFUEL is Theta fuel is, yeah, we're still getting lower lows. It's not good, boys. It's not good, boys and girls. Again, noisy area over here. So see, whenever we hit noisy area, we bounce, right? Bounce, but it's a weak bounce. Stronger bounce, yes. Weak bounce. Hopefully, a stronger bounce. Yes? No? Again, we're not too sure. So, yeah, we're not going to be doing anything. Alright, boys and girls, I guess that's it for today's TA. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Ta-ta!